Alright, so today we're actually going to be Plastidiping the rear GT emblem on the car. Of course, first step is clean the car. Alright, so we're going to go down to the car wash. We're going to wash the car off, dry it, and then come back here, tape up the emblem, and we'll show you exactly how to Plastidip that. Priorities, right? We're going to go ahead and get this car washed, because I don't know if you can see the amount of pollen, but my car is not actually green. All that yellow stuff on there that's making my car look green because I have a blue car, it's actually pollen. And yes, it is only February, so I don't know why in the hell we have pollen out here, but we do. Welcome to Georgia, right? I got my secret spot here for all of my car wash coins. If you take out the sunglasses, a bunch of car wash coins in there. So today, looks like we're going to be using probably all of the car wash coins to get this car clean, because it is completely nasty. Alright, so as you can see, it is pretty bad. Somebody's actually put "wash me" on my car. I don't know who did that, but either way, they were right. We'll start with 3. Oh, bonus time. Triple foam conditioner. I don't know about y'all, but I absolutely love this foam. This foam is awesome. Never having this hose like hit my damn car, that kind of sucks. Alright, so now car is totally clean. Got all that pollen off. It'll probably be right back, as you can tell already. This is where we're going to be doing it. Hopefully the pollen doesn't affect it. I'll try to wipe it down some before we actually get started on the paint. So first things first, you got to get the paint. You have to get something to cover the car and tape to hold that down, so that way you don't get overspray on, whatever else on the car. I'm going to go ahead and grab the stuff we need, and we'll go ahead and start on that. So you got your paper, tape, and your regular can of black Plastidip paint. So I guess the next step would actually be finding something to put the camera on while I try to film myself taping and painting this. Alright, so first things first, you want to not have everything set on top of the car. So that's where we're going to be painting. So what you're going to do is tape everything up around what you're doing and tear out a piece in the middle, just big enough for whatever it is that you're painting. So while you wait on it to dry, I would not suggest taking a fan and blowing it on there unless you're in a shop that's very clean, because if you're somewhere like out here where I am, anything that flies, and even a bug can fly in front of it, and it will blow whatever's in the air directly onto whatever you're painting. So definitely don't do that. Just sit here and wait for it to dry, go inside, do something for a few minutes, come back, and then do your other coats after that. And once you've got all of your even coat spray, you want to wait for it to dry, and then you'll peel it off. Alright, so basically once you've got everything completely dried, that's one huge thing, is make sure everything is completely dry, because when you try to peel it off, if you have down in these crevices some thick spots that are still wet, when you go to peel it, it's going to peel off all the parts that are dry and leave just gunk behind. That's really hard to get off because it's just like a little bit of excess left over, and that really sucks having to get off. So let it sit for a while. When you're finally done doing all your coats, let it sit like 20-30 minutes to make sure it's completely dry. It will be very difficult to peel everything off if there's still sections that are wet. So I'm going to go ahead and start peeling it off in just a second. So peeling everything off is pretty simple. Basically just undo the tape that you've done. Typically you can just peel it straight up over the top of what you just painted. Slow and steady usually is what peels it off the first time right. And as you'll notice, the reason you don't want to spray too thick of a coat is because when you go to peel it off, I'm sure you can see how this is just peeling around what I painted, because I didn't spray it too thick to where it's actually going to attach to what you wanted to have painted. Basically all you do is just peel it straight off around it. Just peel slow, because if there is any section that did attach to it, you can easily just get something and either cut it or hold it in place while you peel around it. That way you don't just yank it off and then whatever you just painted, half of it comes off, and then you have to peel everything and redo it. Alright, so you get everything peeled. There's going to be some sections kind of like this one here, if my camera would focus on it. Alright, so there's going to be sections like this one here where you can, the easiest way is if you're able to fit your hand in there and peel it out, great. If not, what you can do is just go grab a toothpick. A toothpick is perfect because it doesn't scratch anything as long as you make sure you're really careful with how hard you're pushing on it. And you can get the toothpick in these areas like this and just peel it straight off. And also the Plastidip sticks to a toothpick real well, so you can typically just hook it right in and peel it right out. Once you got everything peeled off, it should look a little bit like this. Now what you see in the corners there is actually just dirt from not cleaning around the emblem as best as I could. Basically you can grab a microfiber and wipe around, whatever else. There may be fingerprints or anything like that. Check for overspray. If you don't have any overspray on the car, then that's it. You're good to go. Enjoy.